this is where I woke up today. Okay, well technically, yep, there it is. That's where I woke up today. That's my home. All right, guys, so this video is all about stealth camping. To me, stealth camping is basically when you're parking somewhere overnight and you don't really want to draw attention to yourself. You kind of want to fly under the radar a little bit, and typically not like a normal campground. More than likely it's a side street like this one. And so in this video, I'm going to show you a few spots that I like to stealth camp at, along with a few other tips that I've learned along the way. But first off, please make sure you're subscribed in order for some more travel videos so that you can follow along with me and this guy. Hit that sub button, really appreciate it, and love to have you along for the ride. I think stealth camping is such a good skill to have anybody. Van life, car living, even RVers, I know people do it. And so it's a good skill to have, because then you can go ahead and just have a nice place to pull over and feel good about parking overnight. So let's get into it. I always look for side streets. If you're on a side street, make sure there's some other cars that you can kind of park next to or blend in with other people. And if you're the only car on the road, your only vehicle out there, you kind of stick out. So we are on a little walk right now, and I thought I'd share a little bit about how I locate a spot. We're in a little neighborhood right here. Usually I steer clear of residential when it comes to houses. I will typically look for a apartment or kind of where there's multiple residents. This is perfect because, as you can see, there's multiple cars out on the street here. Usually I'll just Google map apartments, and then I use Google Street View quite a bit before I even go and hunt for a spot. So a few other things I look for are privacy fences, street signs that say you can or can't. If there's a permit required, sometimes side streets do require permits in certain cities. These are perfect too, these privacy bushes. If you just see like this on the other side of the road, it's perfect. This is another great spot right here where there's this privacy fence. Another piece of advice you can do if you're kind of just getting started out is go during the day and drive around some of these spots and, like, you know, have them picked out during the day so that when it's at night, you can just go right to it and pull up and go to bed. Alright guys, so we made it to a second location here. I actually had this spot saved on my Google Maps, so that's another tip I have for you, is that you can save little dots on your Google Maps for when you're passing back through, so that you remember when you find a good parking spot. I actually have one just labeled overnight parking. So I really like this location because there's other cars here, and you know, you got this big privacy bush wall area, and then cars, and it looks like there's like apartments and stuff. So we're actually really close to the beach as well. So if you can find a place like this that's blocks away from the beach, you're already ready to go first thing in the morning and go walk on the beach, and there you go. Try not to draw too much attention to yourself, pick up after yourself, do not leave any trace behind, and you'll be fine. Alright guys, so now I'm actually going to hop in the car and show you what it'd be like if I was actually pulling up here late at night and getting ready for bed. Let's hop in. For those who haven't seen our rig before, here's what it looks like. Sammy's already in his bed. This is the side he sleeps on. And this is where I sleep, on this side. These back windows are all tinted, even these side ones. So these front ones are not. So for privacy, let me show you what I do. All right, so under my bed, I keep a couple things. This is a blackout curtain. Ordered it off Amazon. I'll link it. And I made these blackout window covers from, I just cut Reflectix like this. After I just got the Jeep, I did make a video about making those. So if you're interested in checking that out, I will link it. And you can see how I made these DIY window covers. I typically don't black out the back one because I do still want to see outside. These don't get blacked out, but I'm really not doing much at this point. I'm already like so tired and ready to go to bed. So what I will do though, because you don't want headlights coming in your front, so up here is where there's the most exposure. Like you can see in the car pretty well up here. I will go stealth mode up here especially. So here's our window cover. So I'll just stick this in the window like this. So here's what I do with the blackout curtain. So it goes all the way across, but what I do to keep it up is I just use the visor here and clip it up here. Just kind of string it across like that. There's that. Now you can kind of see it. It's not perfect. You can still see it's over here, but if I really wanted to, I could kind of drape it along here, which I've done. And then first thing in the morning, I go ahead and greet the day by taking that down. Let all the sunlight come in. Look at how much light just came into this car. Usually first thing in the morning, I have to remind myself where I'm waking up because it's different always. So when I wake up, I'm like, wait, where am I at? Oh yeah, I'm on that street. When you do come to these like residential areas or side streets, I think it's always better to show up later in the evening. Don't hang out there during like dinner time. Just wait until you're ready to go to bed, closer to like 9 or 10, maybe even later. And then pull up. And then when you get up in the morning, don't hang out too long. I always try to just get out pretty early so that you don't really draw any more attention, because in the morning, you're gonna get people walking by, you're gonna get dog walkers. That's kind of a general rule of thumb, is to show up late, leave early in the morning. All right guys, I'm at my third and final spot I wanna show you today, and this is right here. Just on the street here. You can see behind me that Sunset Cliffs right there, and it is gotta be one of my favorite places in this whole town besides Ocean Beach. It is on a little bit of a slant, is the only thing. Anyway, so we're gonna go for a little walk right now and show you this location, Sunset Cliffs. Not least, I want to talk about the etiquette. These are still people's homes, even if they are an apartment or shared living spaces. But just kind of in conclusion, don't draw any attention to yourself, leave zero trace, definitely don't leave anything behind, and just don't hang out very long. Because if you start lingering, then people will notice, you will look out of place. But if you're just there for a night, you should be totally fine. People may not even know you're there, and that's what you want. I don't want people to know I've been there. I just want to get in, sleep, get my rest, and then get out. That's what I've been doing for the 3+ years I've been doing this. Haven't had any issues whatsoever. Sometimes you do have to trust your instincts, and if something doesn't feel right, move on, because there's something to be said about that. I'll pull up to a place, and if I just get a weird vibe, I will move on, because there's probably a reason for that feeling, and you really do have to trust those instincts you have. You'll start getting really comfortable with doing this. It's really freeing to know that you can go to pretty much anywhere and have a safe place to sleep without anybody knowing you're there. It's very freeing. And as you've seen, there are places that are just absolutely beautiful. You can just pull right up, hop out in the morning, and you're at the beach. You're wherever you want to be. And so there's definitely that upside to stealth camping. If any of you other nomads out there have any tips to add in, that if you've been stealth camping or anything, if you have any additional tips that you can share, please do in the comments section below. I'd love to hear some additional tips if I missed anything. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any value out of this, I do ask if you could please hit that like button and subscribe, please, for more travel videos from me and my Sammy boy here. And we will be sure to continue making more quality content for your eyeballs. So thank you again so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.